Dr. Disrespect's game has a huge problem.
I'm sure all of you know that Dr. Disrespect has been working on a game for quite some time right now. And that's pretty exciting until I feed you the poison here. I'm about to roofie your drink with this one. It's not just a game, it's a crypto-based game. It has a very strong NFT component to it. In
Do
fact,
we know if it's NFT, if it's a crypto based or a strong NFT? I don't know if it's really that big, but to be fair, I think I don't think it's unfair for him to say this, considering half of the promotion that he's done for the game has been in some form or another of NFTs or crypto.
it seems like NFTs are the focal point of the game. That's the number one thing they've been mentioning in regards to
That's
this
the
project.
good part, guys.
So it's a play-to-earn experience, and these buzzwords, NFT, play-to-earn, crypto, are...
So play to earn, in your mind, whenever you hear the word play to earn, what I want you to think about is, like, like those factories in Malaysia where there's like 1,000 people that work in something, an area that's as small as a McDonald's. Think about that. That's what a play to earn game is. Yeah, for 3 cents an hour, and then the building burns down and none of them can get out because they're locked inside, so they can't leave during work hours.
beyond detrimental to the hype
It's
of
lit.
any project in 2023. People run away faster when they hear NFT than if they had heard someone shout bomb in an airport. It is a very negative implication when that word's tossed around because it's become so synonymous with scams. And
Well, the reason why is that I actually don't think that's why. I think that there is a fundamental reason why people don't like NFTs in games. It's because NFTs in games make it no longer a game. It makes it something that you can play to make money, and it puts a dollar value on all of your time and everything that you do. So now whenever everything is pay to win, because that's effectively what NFTs do, is they make everything pay to win, is that guess what? Now you no longer have the ability to just like play a game a lot and then be better than somebody because somebody else can just spend money and they'll be ahead of you. So I think NFTs are just fundamentally pay to win, and they're also not always pay to win because you can have like a cosmetic. But a cosmetic is still, you are turning the game into a job. And a lot of people play games because they're games. And also because a lot of the games that have come out that have NFTs in them are garbage. I fully believe that if a good game came out that had NFTs, it would succeed. But the problem is that the games are not good or bad because they have NFTs. They're good or bad because they're good games. It's the same with the game being woke or not woke. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change a good game into a bad game, and it's not going to make a bad game into a good game.
people losing their money or getting deceived by NFTs in the crypto space. So people have been dunking on Dr. Disrespect for his inclusion of NFTs in the game. And there's a lot I'd like to talk about with this. So to quickly give you a brief lore recap, the game is called Dead Drop. Dr. Disrespect is spearheading the operation.
Hopefully it doesn't live up to its name. That would be sad. I want to see Dr. Disrespect's game do well. And I want to make sure that this is very clear, that the reason why I don't know about Charlie, right? I'm not sure really what he thinks. But like for me, like I'm giving feedback because I want to see his game do well. I want to see more content creators make their own games. I want to see this happen, but that means sometimes saying no to certain things.
And fundamentally, it is a Tarkov-style shooter, as I understand it, where when you drop into the game, you can find NFTs in the world, and if you extract with those NFTs, you can then turn around and sell them on the blockchain. So you can make legitimate money through playing the game. It's a free-to-play game, and you don't have to use it as like a money-making thing, but you can. The concept is cool, but I'm sure a lot of you...
Whenever you don't have to, and this is the problem, right, is that, again, it puts a dollar value on every single thing that you do in the game. Whenever you obtain something, you think about, wow, I just got something that's worth $3. Oh, I just got something that's worth $2. I worked for 40 hours to get some cosmetic item or obtain this thing that, you know, is worth $5. It makes people feel like their time's wasted.
that have your thinking caps on may have already identified a glaring issue with the entire core idea of it. But before really diving into the meat of it, I'd like to at least say I always appreciate and applaud creators who go into different areas and try and create bigger things and make wild content, big projects. I always think that's great. And I'll shamelessly plug real quick, speaking of creators doing bigger projects, Godslap. Issue 3's out right now. Issue 3 just dropped, baby. It's available at godslapbook.com. Also, issue 1 and 2 are, of course, still for sale there. And we have the 2 variant covers for issue 3 as well. So there issue 3's out. Go get it. Godslapbook.com, baby. Read the best comic ever made. So I'm happy Dr. Disrespect is making this game. And I don't think it's going to turn out to be a scam. Hopefully this...
I don't think it's going to be a scam either. Yeah, I don't really think so. It's not that it's a scam. The problem is if the game is good or not. That's what I feel like. Everybody's talking about NFTs. NFTs will not make or break this game. If the extraction shooter is good, people will play it. Fucking period. That's it. Make the good game.
Statement doesn't age like festering dog shit in 2 years when the game drops or whenever. But I just can't imagine that he would blatantly scam his audience because it would be career suicide. And I just feel like
there's no reason for him to do that. He's not going to scam people. It's just probably not going to have something that's enjoyable for a lot of people with NFTs. You know, like that's all there is to it. Like, yeah, it's just going to be a flop. I don't think he's going to scam people either. There would be no reason for him to do that.
No way he wouldn't recognize this. It really feels like he wanted to set out to create like a really unique game and experience, but overlooked a lot of obvious problems that'll come from this. So let's talk about it. He posted
I don't think it's overlooking obvious problems. I think the reason why he's doing it is because most of the NFT transactions that are done in games like this get transaction fees, and he wants to make money through the transaction fees. It's not that he doesn't understand, it's that he does.
Tweet a couple days ago, imagine trying to extract with an item you discovered worth $100,000 on the chain. Think about the entertainment value as a viewer, let alone player. A new PvP experience is upon us. The concept of digital collectibles in an online game is so exciting to me, especially an extraction type of game. People saying scam and are just brain-dead headline followers. Same people that spend a ton on skins for an annual release game. Same skins everyone has too. Now, let's really...
Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, man. If a game had $100,000 skins, I would be cheating in that bitch every day. I would be sitting on virtual desktops, VPN, NordVPN, ExpressVPN, Opera GX, fucking like a that fucking whatever it is, like the browser. I'd be cheating like crazy. I'd be stealing everybody's shit because guess what? It's worth a lot of fucking money.
Peel apart this onion here. You've got to be huffing a fucking unreal amount of shungite to think for even 1 second with $100,000 on the line in your game that people won't cheat.
So true. Totally agree. I love this guy's videos. He's always, he always has the right opinions. I'll tell you that. Yeah, this is a W take. 100% W. Yep. True.
Cheating is going to be a full-time occupation. It will become a real job to cheat in his game if there are items worth up to $100,000. Even if the items only go up to like $500, it'd be stupid not to cheat. You get cheats for fucking...
Well, the truth is that it would even be better if they were at $500 because people would be less likely to report something that was $500 that was stolen from somebody who was a cheater versus pretty much anybody who loses an item that's $100,000 would be reporting it. So actually, if you look at dollar value per hour, you will probably get a higher dollar value per hour if you're cheating in a game that has a lower ceiling because the high ceiling items are going to have more scrutiny on them.
$10 and then try and steal items off players that are worth hundreds. It's a no-brainer. And in the crypto space,
it's better to steal something. It's better to steal 10 things for $100 than steal one thing for $1,000.
This is very common with something like Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity is a play-to-earn crypto game where the more you play, the more money you can earn. And do you know what's happened? It's become an absolute goddamn fucking disgusting, yucky cesspool of cheating, exploitation.
Absolutely.
There is an entire market for people paying less than a minimum wage overseas to have
like
workers full-time grind Axie Infinity for them so they can make money off of it. through the game.
Yeah.
And not only that, they
have the resources, and like they've already bought the computer. No, we watched a video on this. He's 100% right about all this. This is totally true.
Had this big hack where they lost $600 million. I'm going to say hack in air quotes here. I'm using that term real loosey-goosey because it's a very shady situation. He just so happened to get hacked and lose $600 million in the process. So more like Haxie Infinity, am I right? And this is a game worth billions. Meanwhile, Dr. Disrespect does not have billions behind his game.
Guess what?
So how the fuck is he going to prevent something like that from happening in his?
Well, he's not, and that's the thing, is that it's just, that's why these things are problematic, is that whenever you put a bunch of money out there and there's so much money on the line, you also paint a giant target on your back. A massive one. Because again, if you're a hacker, if you're a cheater, what do you want to hack into? The game that you can make millions of dollars from, or the game that you can't?
The point is, in the play-to-earn space, there is a lot of bad actors. In fact, there aren't any normal...
Yes, I was about to say, there are no... I think a better way to say it is there are no good actors.
Players left, really, for like Axie Infinity, for example. I'm sure there's like a couple pockets, a couple of holdouts, people playing for fun, but it's very rare. It is mainly just this stinky vehicle for exploitation and making money off the play-to-earn model with as little effort as possible. It's pretty gross. So that is absolutely going to be the case in Dr. Disrespect's game, where the only people playing are going to be the ones exploiting it for money-making purposes. Dr. Disrespect seems to believe that because it's free to play and will hopefully be...
Well, to be fair, Dr. Disrespect's premise is correct. Everybody, I would tune in to watch somebody try to extract with a $100,000 item. I would. Abso-fucking-lutely. But you can't run a game based off of Twitch hype for something that happens every month. I think a lot of us would. I think a great parallel to this is EVE Online. So whenever you look at EVE Online and how big the battles are in that game, there's more money lost than $100,000 in one of those massive battles easily. It's like, I'm talking about millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars lost in these huge battles in EVE Online. However, you look at the average player base of the game, you look at how well the game is doing overall, not very good. Very badly, I would say. So if your only draw to the game is that there are high stakes outcomes that can sometimes occur, that is clearly not enough.
Fun to play. It'll incentivize players to hop in the crucible with their boys, normal gamers like you and me, red-blooded, Gabe Newell worshiping gamers. Yep. They're going to be the ones playing my game, not these cheaters and these people looking to abuse our system. When that's just absolute wishful thinking, that is a pipe dream. You have to be Kegeling Shungite to really think that's going to be the core player base for a project
it's not going to happen.
This. With a $100,000 fucking golden snitch on the line, $100,000 real world schmeckles, do you really think that Darren and the boys on the JV football squad are going to be hopping in to try and duke it out on the battleground to fight for that legitimately with honor?
Fuck no, they're downloading an aimbot right now. They're gonna be fucking rich. Yeah, they didn't graduate, and yeah, they didn't get into the school they wanted, but hey, it's not gonna fucking matter because they're about to be rich. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
And also keep in mind that, like, even if you make people do real ID, there's a new kid that's gonna cheat every day. Kids turn 18 every day. They start playing these games again every day. And guess what? There are thousands of them every single day.
Absolutely not. It is going to be cheaters. And since it's an extraction type game, if the normal players happen to be the one to find the item, the cheaters are going to be the one to come around, kill them, and take the item and extract before you ever even have a chance to fight back or do anything about it. And since it's on the blockchain, it's immutable. You can't really uncheat it. You can't funge the unfungible, goddammit. The non-fungible will stay non-funged. Like, it's a problem that you won't have a solution to. Yeah. There isn't a single AAA gaming developer out there right now that has solved cheating. Every single...
That's a very good point. Yeah. It's like whenever Activision can't fix this, EA can't fix this, Bungie can't fix this, every single Tencent can't fix this. Every company can't fix this, but somehow Dr. Disrespect can. Oh. That doesn't sound good to me.
developer has cheaters. Billions and billions of dollars go into anti-cheating and to prevent cheaters because it ruins communities and it ruins the longevity of a game. If there's a lot of cheaters, people will stop playing the game because the cheaters push them out. No one's been able to solve that issue. What chance does Dr. Disrespect Studio have of making sure no cheaters exist here?
0%
And with
chance.
this kind of money on the line, can you imagine the frustration, the misery, and the unbearable sinking feeling of finding an expensive item only to have it taken from you by someone that's playing unfair?
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, imagine you get the $100,000 magic biscuit. You are holding it. It is in your hand. And then teleporting Timmy shows up behind you, says nothing personnel, kid, and fucking shoots you in the back of the head through a wall. Absolutely, you'd be fucking pissed. I would quit that game immediately. That is depression bait right there. That is some rethink the last 5 years of your life moments.
It's an experience that is going to be completely new here. He's not wrong.
I'd cry,
This will be a new PvP experience, but it's the worst possible one because you won't be able to combat cheaters. It just can't happen. People are cheating all the time in every game where it doesn't even matter. Games that don't even have like a ranking system or a leaderboard or anything, people still cheat in.
Yeah,
Can you imagine how many people are going to cheat in a game where you're literally incentivized to do so monetarily? It's going to be nonstop. You won't have normal players because they're going to be pushed out by the bad actors that are playing the game for nefarious purposes and just greed, playing it to make that money, so they're doing everything possible to cheat and get those items to sell for money.
Now, absolutely, it's just that simple. And I think that's, like, I will tell you this. If this was 10 years ago, or like maybe 12 years ago or so, and I was 20, 21 years old, I would be cheating in all of these games. I would be doing it like crazy. Of course. Why wouldn't I? Like, are you crazy? Like, abso-fucking-lutely. It's free money.
Let's take, for example, a game like Counter-Strike, where you can make like an actual full-time living through selling skins in that game. But the difference is, you're not actually earning the skins in-game. You're not competing over the same skin in a match, right? So you're not having to worry about cheaters, which there are a ton of cheaters in Counter-Strike, obviously.
But there's so many cheaters on Counter-Strike, they have to have a separate fucking apparatus face it just to avoid cheaters. That's how bad it is.
Not cheating in order to get skins through playing the game. Whereas here, the thing you're competing for is literally real-world money.
Big money.
So it's completely different. The way you make money in Counter-Strike is you're getting cases, you're getting keys, and you're hoping that you get good rolls on your skin, or you're doing some other shady shit under the table for skins, but you're never actually earning them in the game itself through playing against other players, whereas here, you're going head-to-head for those NFTs that are worth the money.
Oh, yeah.
It's a completely different landscape. And when asked why he's chosen to have it
I'm glad he's actually responding to people and talking about it. That's good.
Be blockchain stored digital items as opposed to a server-side storage like CSGO, he replied saying that he likes the idea of having the digital collectibles have functionality in a different game that comes out 7 years later. That is a cool idea, long-term functionality of the things that you've collected, albeit it is a little unrealistic to assume.
And I also think that for a lot of people, like, I can give like a personal account of this because, like, I played WoW for 15 years in a game that has had, collectibles and items that, have been, 7 years ago that got taken out of the game. I have items that were taken out of the game 15 years ago. I have them on my account. And I actually think that at a certain point, that serves as a barrier to entry because people don't want to join a new game whenever everybody else has all of this stuff, all of this cool stuff that you're never going to have. You're never going to have a chance to get it. So I actually think that if you use an example of something like that, you'll find that it's actually more of a barrier to entry than a reward. Because what ends up happening, I think that FOMO stuff is good, but it's good inside of a window. And that window expires.
That whatever you collect in Dead Drop right now will somehow still be able to be implemented in future projects without knowing what those projects are. The developers are going to have to program those things in. It's not just going to be able to slide over. Like, let's say you collect a gun in Dead Drop 2, or in Dead Drop, but the next game they make is a fucking hack and slash folk rhythm game. how the fuck is that gun that you've collected in Dead Drop going to somehow make its way into that game? They need to program.
I actually think that is not a problem. I think that is the easiest solution, or the easiest problem to solve. So, like, for example, if you're taking something from, let's say, like Mario, and you're putting it in Legend of Zelda, you can color the weapons differently, you can have different starting screens, you can have different menu inventories, you can have different types of, like, skins for weapons. There's 1,000 different ways that you can do it. Like, nobody is saying that that an NFT has to be a one-to-one translation. You see? Yeah, there you go.
Right? That's a lot of development heavy lifting to implement 7-year-old items into a modern game that they're working on that there's really no crossover and probably no actual usage
Just
for.
make them collectibles,
but
yeah.
It is a cool idea, and let's say they do decide that it's worth that time investment. This is an idea that can completely work without the blockchain entirely.
Yeah.
We'll use Counter-Strike as another easy example. If I wanted my CSGO skins to translate over to CSGO 2 that comes out 7 years from now or whatever, they can deem it worth it to program a way of having those skins be in CSGO 2.
Well, there's not even another, like, we don't need to think about a hypothetical here. Look at Overwatch 2, for example. In Overwatch 2, all of my skins carried over. Like, I had the Roadhog skin with, like, he had a shark head. And I still have it. There it is.
It would just take development effort, just like
no
it would
blockchain required.
in the NFT example. Like, the blockchain just provides the receipts to verify who owns what, but you can verify that outside of the blockchain too. You'd verify my CS:GO skins right now for CS:GO 2, be like, okay, he owns this, this, and this, and here's what we've done to program them into CS:GO 2. Like, you don't need it to be NFTs. It can exist without it.
Exactly.
Overall, I don't think this game is a designed scam. This isn't Dr. Disrespect trying to fuck his audience or anything. I really think he wanted to create something special and very ambitious. And he liked the idea, as most people would, of being able to play a game and make a living through playing that game. Like, who doesn't love...
I think that a lot of people like the idea, but a lot of people don't like the practice. There are a lot of things that, oh, this sounds really cool. Wow, in my mind, whenever I think of this, this is a really great idea. But then whenever it happens, whenever you actually are playing this game and you're dealing with it, now suddenly it's different, because everything that you do, again, in the game is built out of it's built into a time schedule. It's like one of the worst things that the WoW token did for World of Warcraft was that it took every single activity that you did in the game, and it attached a dollar value to it. And I think it absolutely made the game worse.
That as a concept. But all of this assumes that everyone's going to be playing fair. And when it comes to money, when you're putting monetary value on the hours you play that game and the items you find, people are going to take the easiest path to get that money. And it'd be stupid not to, honestly, with $100,000 on the line.
Yeah, you think about it, right? If you, like, imagine if you live in El Salvador, okay? Like, or you live in Serbia. Like, these countries are not like the U.S. This isn't like Norway. They don't have these amazing, great social systems. The standard of living is fucking awful there. And abso-fucking-lutely, you'd be cheating in this game. I'll tell you one thing. If I lived in one of those countries, I'd be cheating in every single one of these games at the same time. Absolutely. That's generational wealth. Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely, man. Live in Serbia? Hey, bro, it's not your fault it's like that. Like, I didn't blame you. I'm just saying, like, the standard of living in a lot of those countries is really fucking low. So think about how much money $100,000 is to you in maybe a first world country, and then fucking quadruple that, and then think about how much that is for somebody in a second world country or a third world country.
For some of these items, apparently, everyone is going to be trying to cheat to get those items. No one's going to be trying to play legitimately to obtain that level of wealth. And I don't blame them for wanting to cheat for that.
No, it's not.
That's a life-changing amount of money in this
Absolutely.
game. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because it's clearly a huge issue with the project entirely. And I haven't seen a great explanation for how they plan on combating the cheating that would come from all of this.
Well, they're just going to fix it. Yeah, so problem solved. They're just going to ban them and fix it, so it's just not going to be any cheaters. That's pretty much what's going to happen. So if there's any cheaters, you just fix them. There it is. It's done.
So it seems like an impossible task to ensure no cheaters exist in a game like this. But anyway, that's really about it. So, yep.
There it is. I'm not surprised about this at all. Dr.
I'm sure all
Disrespect
of
is
you
getting
know.
into this stuff, and I think, again, it's just very misguided, in my opinion. I think it's very misguided, and it's not going to make anything better. It will not improve the game experience. I think that it will actively make it worse. I don't expect there will be many real players a few weeks post-launch if current systems were persist. Exactly, man. Yeah, it's just the monthly salary in Venezuela is $3. Well, it sounds like it's about time to start playing Dead Drop. Okay? A lot of the people, like, it's not even, I'm not even kidding. There are a lot of people that live in these shit countries. And guess what they do? They play these pay-to-earn games because they can make more money in one of these pay-to-earn games that they can in a real career over their country. It sucks. Yeah, like when Venezuela RuneScape. Yeah, there you go. And like we saw one of them. Remember that on Classic WoW? That guy that was speaking like some other language? Why do you think that is? And he was just buying and botting and selling gold in Classic WoW. Smart. You should interview one. If somebody, I don't know how you could find one of those guys, you know, or women or anybody. I mean, I know women do it too. Like, why wouldn't they? But like, I don't know how to find, I would interview them. I'd love to. I think that'd be great. But it's like, you know, you have language barrier, you have, you know, like an innate communication barrier in itself. Yeah, I would love to do that. Twitter, yeah. Go to g2g.com, you'll find one. Yeah, anyway, I think this is a good video, a pretty good synopsis of it. I definitely agree with pretty much everything in here. But I do think that solving the consumables, or not consumables, cosmetics being reusable in other games, I think that's actually not that bad of a problem. But everything else is definitely a big issue. Absolutely. Lots of people make a salary on Tibia. Yeah. Well, I'm from Brazil, and the developer and some no guys from Speedhack and for New World. Oh, yeah, people are speed hacking New World? Absolutely. Way too many people in these countries would see this opportunity to make money instead of actually working worse paying jobs. And they should. That's what I would do if I was them too. Like, bro, if I was in one of those third world countries, fuck working your ass off at some field or something like that. Like working out there where there's like no workers' compensation. They don't give a fuck about you. You have like no autonomy at all. Like if they shoot you or they don't pay you, what are you going to do about it? Bro, fuck that. I would be cheating in these games all day. And you know what? Like, yeah, it's kind of bad to do that. But, bro, they got to live. They gotta live, man. Like, what the hell do you expect them to do? Just sit there and die? That's what the fuck. I'm from Bulgaria, and most people speak English very well here. Yeah, I don't know if they do or not. All I'm saying is that a lot of times people in other countries that have a dominant language that's not English, a lot of them don't speak English. I never mentioned Bulgaria, okay? I don't know what happens in Bulgaria. I'm sure there's some countries that is the case, some countries it's not. Try not to take this too fucking personal, okay? Like I'm not your enemy. I don't dislike you. Just keep that in mind.